Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 15th. Now I'm going to talk about a subject that involves Donald Trump and in the background, possibly Vladimir Putin. Donald Trump has said he will send Patriot air defense missiles to Ukraine and that they are desperately needed to defend their country because the Russian president Vladimir Putin talks nice, but then he bombs everybody in the evening. So we know that Trump's relationship with Putin has been something of a real friendship at some point in time. But maybe now our U.S. president is seeing the evil in Putin. So the U.S. president did not give the number of Patriots he plans to send to Kiev, but said the European Union would reimburse the U.S. for their costs. So this is not a charitable donation. We in the United States are going to supply expensive equipment in the fight in the Ukraine, but we are going to be reimbursed. Now that would seem to me to be Donald Trump's mode of operation. He doesn't do anything for nothing. So the moves came as Trump realizes that his relationship with Putin is on the downside. And just 2 weeks after Washington said it would pause some armed deliveries to Kiev, Trump is taking this action and actually sending arms to Kiev. So right now, when we look at the situation, the Ukraine has been coming under increased missile and drone attacks from Russia. And that has caused a higher level of civilian casualties. And Ukraine is desperate to secure additional Patriot and other defense systems to protect its city. So the U.S. decision also involves Hellfire air-to-ground missiles and some other missiles used by our military rocket artillery. So this indicates to me that we are finally not messing around. We are getting our hands dirty in this situation. And I think that's a good thing. I think Ukraine needs as much help as it can get. And I think that Putin has overstepped the boundaries of life by attacking the Ukraine severely. Russia launched 477 drones and decoys and 60 missiles into Ukraine on Saturday night and Sunday morning. That's the biggest single nightly air raid since the start of the war. And that's according to a report from the Ukraine's Air Force. And last month, 28 civilians were reported killed and more than 100 injured in Kiev after a 9-hour missile and drone attack. And NATO sources said last week that this attack was Russia's third largest combined attack since the start of the war. And Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Wednesday that the Ukraine was clarifying details with the U.S. and that we need more interceptors and systems. We are also ready to purchase or rent them. Now that probably falls right into the lap of what Donald Trump wants to hear. Ready to purchase, ready to rent, no freebies. I am sure that has pleased President Trump to no extent. So the Ukraine's foreign ministry said it had summoned the U.S. Embassy's charge John Ginkel to a meeting with the Deputy Foreign Minister Maria Betsia to discuss U.S. military assistance and maybe to discuss the pricing associated with that. Because Russia has continued to increase their campaign of airstrikes. So the Ukrainians have emphasized that any delay or procrastinating in supporting Ukraine's defense capabilities will only encourage Russia to continue the war and terror rather than seek peace. And I would agree with that decision. We cannot stand by and allow a country to be slaughtered if we have the ability to help them. So at the end of last week's NATO summit, Donald Trump hinted that supplies of Patriot missile interceptors were running down because some had been supplied to Israel. And he said he would like to help Kiev. So he's going ahead and doing it. And I give him credit for that. And after meeting with Zelensky, the U.S. president acknowledged that Ukraine did want to have an anti-missile system, as that's what they call the Patriots. And we're going to see if we can make some available. That's what Trump said. But he's gone ahead and taken that action. Trump says we need them. We were supplying them to Israel. And that indicates that we, the U.S., were supporting Israel in its war with Iran. And maybe that's the conflict that Trump is dealing with. How to help Kiev and continue to help Israel. Not an easy decision to make. I give Trump a lot of credit for thinking about this and attempting to do the right thing. So we'll have to wait and see how far this goes. But I have no doubt in my mind that Trump will help Kiev. They will help the Ukraine in the battle against Russia. And I don't know what that means to the Trump-Putin relationship. I would expect that puts a great big hole in that relationship. And maybe Trump realizes now how evil a man Putin is. So we'll have to wait and see how this thing plays out. I believe it's a major step in the right direction for the Ukraine to be helped by the United States. And let's hope we do it correctly and we can end this evil situation that is going on in that part of the world. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.